Professional football has taken over the attention of America. To accomplish this, the sport has liberally borrowed from the structure of religion, specifically Christianity. Let's look at a few examples and discuss why they matter. Start with the obvious. Football has taken over Sunday as its own secular Sabbath. The day is dedicated to football and its web of outgrowths. Pre-game shows, betting, fantasy sports, etc. Sunday is no longer the day to reorder your attention and intention towards that which is great and beyond us, but instead is the day to escape and be entertained by a variety of games and games within games. If we think of the schedule, football has also borrowed from fasts and feasts. The Sunday games with a 5 to 6 day break create a fast from the sport, allowing for anticipation and ultimately a larger feast. This rhythm helps football Sundays feel like a celebration. We share food and music, we dress up and celebrate. With the addition of Thursday night and other extended schedules, they've begun to lose some of this value. Let's continue. As there are higher, more solemn and obligatory feasts in Christianity, football does the same. Primetime games, Sunday or Monday Night Football, are held in higher regard and gather the attention of the entire football community, rather than just the fans of the individual teams. Playoffs and the Super Bowl are even higher up in this hierarchy of feasts. Let's also look at the longer liturgical calendar. In the church, we see specific seasons of the year: ordinary time, Advent, Lent, Easter, Pentecost. The Church of Football has preseason, regular season, playoffs, off-season, draft, etc. Compare the great Christian fast of Lent with the great fast of football off-season. Everyone shares in this deprivation of the fast, thus making the Easter season or the regular season special and celebratory. A shared calendar, short-term and long, helps create community. Everyone inside orders their schedules around important dates. Attention is synchronized. As a side note, this is not all a community needs. True communion requires sacrifice, and there's very little of that in the land of entertainment. But that's a topic for another time. Overall, the Sabbath and liturgical calendar leads to a rhythm of life, a rhythm of attention. Football copied religion and created its own liturgical calendar, its own fasts and feasts, its own rhythm. As the church canonizes saints, football venerates great men of the sport via the Hall of Fame. This parallel is easy to grasp. Great Christian men and women who lived a moral and fruitful life and have entered heaven are sanctified. They are held higher for us to learn from and emulate. In the case of football, great players with traits to succeed, to win, and who have impacted the game are elevated to Canton, Ohio. Both saints and the Hall of Fame are present to help us remember, to embody the past. They tell us not to forget the lessons of those who have come before us. I discuss this more in my Coco and Spider-Man video. Christianity doesn't simply exist in the now, but in the past and the future. Football attempts to create the same dynamic. Even the busts of Hall of Famers are a modern attempt at the icons of saints. Football is attempting to freeze time and grab the visual attention of its audience. Hall of Famers are simply football saints. Not long ago, a town was structured around the cathedral or church. It was intentionally the literal high point, drawing the eyes of the town symbolically upward, creating an image for all to see for miles. The bells would ring and remind those to pray. The church would be the gathering place, the place where sinners would approach the ideal of God and seek reconciliation and healing. Life was ordered around religion. Within, great architecture and art was created in respect, love, and reverence to house God, as service to something beyond. The best, the brightest would spend years creating structures that would stand the test of time. The beauty became a pathway to further truth and goodness. This focus has now been replaced. Resources, architectural creativity, and the height of city planning belongs to the great stadiums of cities. Billions of dollars are spent, opulence is required. The city is ordered around this entertainment. If the beauty of cathedrals draws our eyes upwards towards God, the trendiness of stadiums lowers our gaze towards men of the moment and the entertainment of today. The stadium's grandeur, impressive as it may be, only points to fleeting excitement and the temporary defeat of boredom. Even the admiration of these modern cathedrals is entirely temporary. Stadium novelty degrades quickly, becoming outdated in a few short years. Contrast this with the enduring legacy of many cathedrals that have lasted centuries. Perhaps this shows us the hollow nature of a football-focused life. Regardless, we can see there is not a literal larger representation of how football copies religion and attempts to reprioritize our attention. We have neglected houses of God and elevated these castles of entertainment. A final comprehensive example. On the Saturday before the Super Bowl, ask any football fan, even casual, "What are you doing tomorrow?" without reference to the exact topic, and they will immediately know what you are asking, as the football calendar is ingrained in society. They will describe their plans as celebration for the solemn feast of St. Lombardi, held at the great St. Jerry Jones Cathedral in the Dallas Diocese. They may describe the difficulty of their 2-week fast, but also excitement as it ends. Maybe their favorite former player has just been confirmed to be canonized in the Hall of Fame. Their community will gather, break bread, and celebrate this holy, meaning set apart, day of football obligation. Fun aside, this begs the question, should entertainment be the center of our lives? I like football. It's not inherently bad. But when it is prioritized over more important things, it can become a problem. The key word here is prioritization. I don't want it to dominate my life. Let's place the most important things higher. Our calendar, our admiration of others, our architecture should reflect this. It's fascinating that football has so creatively borrowed from religion, but perhaps it's also a warning. What are we building? The business of professional football, or a better world as intended by God? Football has clearly copied religion, copied Christianity, but let's ensure it does not replace it.